Shabbat Shalom. What does this parsha mean, Ki Tisa? When you rise up, elevate. In it, we are commanded to donate a half a shekel to support the anointing of the Mishkan, the holy tabernacle, its vessels and its priests. So this is where we get the idea that, yes, we may have membership in synagogues, but you are also supposed to donate as well. That is also why, in other faiths, they pass the basket and there's tithing, it's written. We are supposed to support what we are meant to build in this sacred space for the divine, whether it's in an actual building or as they were wandering in the wilderness, it was still commanded to donate a half a shekel to support the anointing of the Mishkan, which is a holy tabernacle, the vessels, and the priests. This is interestingly juxtaposed with the story of the golden calf. So in one scenario, we are donating our finest belongings to construct the golden calf and return to idol worship. And in the second scenario, we're making donations in honor of that which is sacred and holy. We're always teetering. We're always being tested between our old ways, which die hard, and upholding the new or upholding the sacred. Moses gets so upset in our parsha that when he comes down the mountain from receiving the commandments and he sees their discretion, he sees what they've done, they're dancing, they're carrying on in front of this golden calf, he smashes the first set of tablets and then has to go back for another. There is a lot of karma or tikkun, as we would say in Judaism, at play. There are always lessons to be learned, juxtaposed to that which might be construed as destiny or fate. This Shabbat, as I've said, is Shishan Purim. It is a time of great rejoicing. It is a celebration of life meant to take place a day after our victory over Haman. It's important to note that we are never supposed to rejoice over defeating an enemy or a military victory. That is why in Israel, Purim is celebrated today rather than with us in the diaspora, which was Thursday night to Friday. The celebration took place 1 to 2 days after the victory. So first there was the victory over Haman, then his hanging and the fact that on the gallows, as I said, it wasn't Mordecai but Haman, and then the subsequent ability that we had to defend ourselves, that we were able to do that. So that passes, and then we actually rejoice and celebrate. We are meant to celebrate by showing gratitude for the gifts that we have been given and the sheer joy in being alive. It is said that it was the converted Egyptians that actually built the golden calf, not the Israelites, but all of Am Yisrael was held accountable because they saw it and they did nothing to stop it. So we are just as culpable in Judaism when we see a transgression and we don't speak out. We are required to do something about it. So look at the world that we're living in. It's not much different than thousands and thousands of years gone by. There is so much chaos. There is a breakdown in so many areas of ethical and moral life. Here it is, the anniversary of COVID 5 years later. During COVID, people kind of behaved themselves. There weren't these big wars. And as soon as we got out, what happened? Everyone got out and went mad. It's worse. So it's incumbent for us, most particularly, to be a people of holy, sacred faith, action, and not stand by and watch passively. Ultimately, what happened in the incident of the golden calf was that they got impatient. They doubted Moses. They doubted the one true God. They doubted their mission, where they were going. And then what happened? They immediately reverted back to their old ways. It was comfortable. That's what they knew. Yet, they were forgiven once again by God. How many times does Moses have to go up to on the mountain or have his conversations with God, begging to forgive the Jews, a stiff-necked, messed up people that were on their way to being elevated? Kitasa. They were on their way to hopefully go towards the promise and the blessing. We are humans. We are broken. We are broken vessels, Kabbalistically, that are meant to be put back together. And the only way that that can happen is in relationship. People will come up, people will test you, people will get in your face, and it's just the way it's supposed to be because we're all supposed to elevate. So, ultimately, what happened in the incident of the golden calf was that they misbehaved. And then it was actually not only a test for Moses, but it was actually a test for God. Because God had to look at this. I mean, it was the worst thing that could possibly happen. They built a golden calf. They went back to idol worship. God's in the middle of giving the commandments, the Holy Torah, written in oral. Is he going to forgive one more time? Yes. Moses pleads on our behalf, and God forgives one more time. Why? It is said everyone was released from slavery, and then what are you going to do? Moses says to God, you're going to just release all these people, put them out in the wilderness, give them faith in something and faith in you, and then you're just going to leave them here? You know, you can't do that. You have to forgive them. You have to be able to go forward and forgive them. So they were granted yet another chance. So Moses goes up, he gets a second set of tablets, as well as the oral and the written Torah. So throughout history, we have been persecuted. Other people in humanity have been persecuted as well. But somehow we've survived. Somehow we go on. And with Jews, there's sheer will, but also the light of the divine as well. And the Purim story itself is a testament to the continued atrocities of those who constantly wish to destroy us and our ability to prevail. So make no mistake, as I said, it's not just us. All of humanity is at risk. As in Hinu Matov, we are all brothers and sisters sharing this world. Even during the Holocaust, more than just the Jews were persecuted. Purim is a time of topsy-turvy. Masks and costumes are worn to ultimately cover and then reveal that which has been hidden. It's likened to Yom Kippur, a time when we look in the mirror, I say, we hold that mirror up to ourselves to reveal that which is hidden from ourselves that we need to fix and to repair. Purim is the opposite. We purposefully mask ourselves. We mask ourselves to reveal, to take it off and reveal that mask, rip it off on our own terms, that which is hidden. In the story in Megillat Esther, even God is hidden. Once again, the wonder of God's divine hand is present in our lives, whether we see it or not, whether it's written or not. So on this day that celebrates joy in life, we are blessed to celebrate a birthday and a baby naming, which are both proof that life goes on, even on this 5th anniversary of COVID. Even a horrible worldwide pandemic cannot destroy us. The cycle keeps moving forward, and the opportunity to celebrate amidst whatever misfortunes may befall us is always there. We have to reach for it. We have to see it. We're in a very negative space, falling into the abyss or dealing with a horrible Mercury retrograde. We just have to say, this too shall pass. I'm turning it over to you, God. I can tell you how many times I've said that in the last month. I'm turning it over to you. And that's just sometimes what we have to do. Deal with it. I'm doing the best that I can. That's what we have to do. The cycle is going to keep moving forward, whether we like it or not, and we have to hang on to each other in those moments when we can celebrate. The world is in a precarious position, but a baby is God's proof that life and the world, and in this case, Judaism, will go on. So, as we hear the story of Purim, let's make lots of noise. Let me hear you make noise. Let's stamp out Haman's name. We're going to stamp out his name. But let us remember, it is the gift of life that we are shouting out for with glee, not our victory over him, okay? It is the gift of life that we are shouting out with and turning all that is evil, all that is negative around, flipping it over on its head, So we ask that may God continue to be with us on our evolving journey, helping us to defeat our enemies and ultimately elevating us all to great, glorious heights of blessing and joy. May it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.